Hey everybody, welcome. This is Jackie from girlwithnoname.com, and I'm here today with none other than the awesome Mike Geary, the author of my personal #1 fitness Bible and the book that got me solidly on the road to getting and keeping my smoke and set of abs. In case you haven't guessed which book I'm talking about by now, it's the one called The Truth About Six-Pack Abs, and it's one of the hottest sellers on the internet. So welcome, Mike.
Thanks so much, Jackie. I appreciate your kind words, and I'm glad you finally tracked me down.
Yeah, me too.
The answer is zero. There can be a time or place for certain variations of crunches, and I put them in some of my routines, but I make sure to balance them out with exercises that work the entire core and work your lower back to make sure there's balance there. But to be honest, I don't even do any crunches in my routines anymore. I used to years ago, and most of my clients, we don't either. And, so I'll kind of explain as we get into it more as to why that is. But yeah, I think as you saw that, it's a pretty ineffective exercise and doesn't really, most importantly, doesn't stimulate your metabolism, compared to doing other types of full body exercises. Yeah, well, unfortunately, millions of people fall for those infomercial products all the time, and the bottom line is people are searching for the quick fix, and without actually changing their lifestyle, and it's just not going to happen. You can't sit on your couch and just strap on an ab belt, and because there's some electric current, it's like somehow melting fat. It just isn't biologically possible. So, it does take some hard work, like you said, and it takes real exercise and real nutrition and a real lifestyle shift. That's another problem with, just human nature, is that everyone wants the pill that's going to solve their problem. If someone could make a pill and for any problem in life and say that it could make you rich, people are going to buy that pill. It's just, look at the pharmaceutical industry. Everyone, wants to take drugs or pills to accomplish something. And it just doesn't work that way. Especially, you don't want to get me started on like the acai berry, all that stuff, because first of all, with those, it's just an antioxidant. And these unscrupulous marketers are claiming that it's a weight loss miracle, when it's not. It's just, it's just a berry, an antioxidant. So that doesn't help you lose weight at all. So I would advise people just to forget about all the pills, forget about, supplements for a second, and let's focus on lifestyle shift and, types of exercise programs, nutrition, motivation, mindset, all the stuff that really matters. I'd say that almost anybody can reduce their body fat percentage enough to get a visible six-pack, and because that's what it's about. Everybody has it. It's just reducing. There's definitely a degree of it is how developed the abdominal muscles are, but most of it is just how much body fat you're carrying around. And pretty much anybody can do it. I really hate to hear people blame their genetics and things like that. I've trained guys in the past who were obese, and once they shift their lifestyle and make fitness a priority in their life, and figure out how to eat and how to train and how to get everything under control to make this goal possible, it's really easy. I think it's easy, and I've seen people who were making it difficult, once they get everything right, make it easy. The most important part is, what are you doing to really stimulate a metabolic change in your entire body? And that is, full body exercises that work the largest muscle groups in your body, and not just focusing on the abs. So really working your legs and back and chest and, all of the major muscle groups really, really hard. Really got to work your body thoroughly, and to get that metabolic change, as opposed to just trying to focus on a bunch of different ab exercises, because that's really not what it's about. For example, some of the exercises that are most important are multi-joint compound exercises for both the upper and lower body. Some of them can even combine upper and lower body in the same exercises. Deadlifts and squats and lunges are three of the most important. A lot of beginners especially tend to gravitate towards machines because they're easy and it's sort of obvious what to do. There might be like a picture on the machine as to what you do. And if they don't have a lot of training background, it just tends to be what people gravitate towards. But it doesn't work your body nearly as hard because the weight is already stabilized for you.
Right.
All you have to do is push it or pull it, and whatever the type of exercise is. And that's a world of difference from free weight exercises where your body has to do the work of all your stabilizer muscles have to get involved and stabilize the weight during your exercise. So you burn more calories, you work your muscles harder. It's just overall will get a much better response with free weight exercises. I don't think it gets harder. I mean, even though I'm not, over 40 myself, I'm 34 right now, but I can tell you I'm in a lot better shape now at 34 than I was at 21. But yet the funny thing is when I was 21, I remember all the 30-year-olds telling me, oh, just wait till you get over 30, you're going to get a gut, and I'm in better shape now. Same thing. I mean, I'm going to be in probably better shape when I'm over 40. I know guys that were obese in their 30s and are in phenomenal shape in their 40s. I know people who are in phenomenal shape in their 60s. It just takes really making fitness part of your lifestyle, making it a priority, and not making watching 6 hours of TV a day a priority. So
right.
It really is just about the lifestyle, and like I said, I mean, age doesn't really matter to an extent. You can stay in great shape way into even 60s and 70s. As much as I preach it, a lot of times I find that I have to. The only way I can convince women to believe me on this one is to have another female, preach it for me. So because they don't want to. They say, well, you're a man, and this isn't going to apply to me, this heavy lifting, but I don't agree with that at all, because now, and I'm not going to say this applies to everyone. There are a lot of women out there who have totally figured this out and are getting themselves into great shape because they're doing it right now. But the biggest mistake I used to see all the time when I trained people in the gyms was probably 90% or more of women when they're doing resistance training, they don't train to their level to challenge their bodies, to challenge their muscles enough to create a metabolic stimulus for change. Of all of the women I think back to that I trained, the ones that were in the best shape and had the leanest, best bodies were the ones that weren't afraid to train heavy with resistance training. And that's not just, when I say resistance training, so it's not just weightlifting. It could be body weight training too, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, things like that. But they weren't afraid to train heavy, and because of that, they got results.